Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the voice of Judah Adeyemi again. People call me Coach Judah. I'm a life purpose coach and inspirational speaker. I help people to discover their life purposes and I teach them how to best maximize their God-given potentials. I've done this on different platforms and stages myself, and I've had the privilege to share with other people. And it is always a thing of delight, a thing of joy, a thing of pleasure to do this again and again and again and again. All right. So welcome guys to the 14th episode of the videos on this YouTube channel. It has always been a thing of joy, a thing of delight to visit these videos again and again. I've been able to pick actionable insights from them to apply them to my personal life, personal brand, business, and career. And I crave your indulgence to also do so. All right, let's get started. So this afternoon, I have I don't know if you are going to watch it in the afternoon, but it's afternoon here for me recording. So this afternoon, I have a very interesting topic for you today, and this particular topic resonates with my heart daily. So, and I just wish to share this with you, right? So, I title this particular video "Disappointed in You." Disappointed in you. I know the word disappoint are words that we are very familiar with, and over a period of time, painfully and unfortunately so, they are words that we've heard probably expressed to us or expressed to people that we love, or probably we might have been in the position or in the place where we have to actually express that particular statement to us. But I'm very particular about the communication of that particular word along a side, all right? So along a side, and I'm using myself or you being the recipient. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to create a scenario or an illustration where you are the recipient of that word. So one of the things I've actually found out while I grew up is that there's an adage that says that it takes a village to raise a child. It's a very popular adage in Africa that it takes a village to raise a child. Now, what does that mean? It means that it takes the input of many people to form your reality, to form your being. And that's quite a very sensitive and heavy statement, because it means that it is the deposit of many people inside of your life, many people's contribution. The communication, their mindset is what actually makes up who you are. So the first question is not even about why do I have to have many people contribute to my life. It's the fact that what are the quality of the communications, of the thoughts, of the values, of the convictions that have been imputed inside of me, or if there's anyone like, or impute inside of me to make what I've actually become. One of the things I've learned so much in parenting is that it takes good communication to raise a child. The moment you lose the ability to communicate your intentions well or to communicate right to your children, you have lost it. And while we grew up with African parents that are actually sincere and they are actually innocent in some ways, but most times we grew up with words that have actually framed our ideology. I converse with people every time, and I see the quality of their communication. I see what has happened to their self-esteem. I see how they perceive themselves outside of the day. And one truth I know for a surety is that this is not without the effect of the communications, primarily from their parents, their guardian, and the people that they live with. Disappointed in you. You see, I'll use myself as an example. I grew up in an African home, of course, obviously, and I grew up with spiritual parents where I was taught the things of God, where I was taught to pray, where I was taught to ask God for things, where I was taught I learned to read the Bible and relate with Christian friends. I was quite a smart kid and intelligent, the so-called intelligent kid, growing up. I can remember a bit of achievement that I had in my primary school, in my secondary school, and I can remember having to take the applause from my parents, the commendations, the celebrations, the appreciations. But one reality that dawned on me painfully and unfortunately is that as I grew and grew, the communication of these words reduced. The expression of these words, they didn't just change, they started reducing. When I began to make And when I began to make destiny decisions about my personal life, about the things that reflect what my future would look like, it started attracting antagonism. It started attracting opposition. And I'm saying this to you carefully because I need you to understand. I know that this is a very peculiar message to certain people. This may not be your reality at the moment, but the truth is that at every point in life, you will get to at a very particular point in life, you will get to a point where this thing I'm saying actually is your reality. It may not even be your parents. It may have to do with people that are close to you, and you begin to hear the word disappointed in you. Now let me tell you what that word. Let me give you an opinion of what I know you understand it literally, but let me explain it in the way I intend to give you an opinion of it. Is that people create an expectation of what they think you should amount to, or people create an expectations of levels that they want you to climb to, and they expect you to compellingly align to those expectations. And once you fall off of that expectations, they use the word "I'm disappointed in you." Disappointed means that I had so expectations about you. Now let me say this very carefully. As much as you are not under the pressure to please anybody societally, or to prove any point to anybody that is your guardian, you also know that there are certain responsibilities. This is a disclaimer, because if I do not use this disclaimer, it will be a justification for people whose intention may not be right. So there are certain expectations you're actually supposed to meet up. You are supposed to be a responsible person. You are supposed to take your life seriously. You are supposed to make right destiny decisions. And this is not without the influence of your parents, the influence of your guardian, the influence of your mentor, the influence of your teacher, the people that you regard and you respect. However, when there now seems to be too much of pressure on expectations you are supposed to align to, they begin to use communications like disappointed in you to supposedly reconfigure you back, to draw you back to the expectations. But one thing I've learned about the journey of life, that it is a marathon that you run alone. The race of life is the race that you run alone. And truly, many decisions you make will not be understood by people that seem to be your parents, will not be understood by people that seem to be your loved ones, may not even be understood by people that seem to be your best of friends. So what do you do at that point? Disappointed in you. You see, while I was preparing to talk about this particular, to choose this particular video, I was just reminiscing on many memories of celebrations, of appreciations, and how they have died down. It's been a very long time I heard congratulations from people that are very familiar with me, from people that are very loved, that I love dearly. At least to the degree that I wish or that I used to receive them. And this is not out of the curriculum of the journey of life. So I'm saying this to you because you do not align to the societal standard, so to say, of a respectable child, of a responsible child, of a child that should fulfill purpose and live well, live in accordance to certain standards. So far what you are doing is instructional, is instructive. So far what you are doing is directive, and it is positioning you and moving you, tilting you towards the path of your destiny and future. Keep doing it. So I'm just saying this word to let you to understand that it is a word that you should get used to. We are in a world that do not appreciate the effort of champions. They only celebrate the result of people who have deafened their ears to the dismay of people. You need to understand that it is a deliberate action. It is a deliberate intention. It is a deliberate thing that you have to sit down and decide that as far as I'm concerned and I'm making this effort to journey to the future, I will never be discouraged, and I will never be forced or compelled or pressured to align to societal standard of the definition of success. As far as the threat that you are passing, as far as the threat that you are taking, the path that you are treading leads you to destiny. So this was very heavy on my heart, and I felt to share with you. And I know for a surety that many people can relate with this experience. And if you are yet to relate with it, definitely you have to brace yourself and prepare yourself for this kind of communications. It does not mean that you are not valuable. It does not mean that you are not useful. It does not mean that you are not destiny conscious. It does not mean that you are not purposeful. It does not mean that you should have low self-esteem. But it only means that many people will never understand the procedures and the principles that should bring you forth, that should catapult you to the next level and realm of your life. And innocently, from their own level and level of exposure, the limitation of their knowledge, they are going to use words like this to compel you back, to draw you back to that level. Not wickedly, most times. They do it sincerely. But you have to garrison yourself. You have to put on that armor of self-defense, where you have to understand that these are natural things that happen as you journey to destiny. I just felt to share this with you, and I believe that you are really blessed by this video. So please, I want you to do something for me very quickly. Drop in the comment section one thing that stood out to you, or if you wish to share your experience along this area, something particularly, something definite that has happened to you in time past that resonates deeply with this line of thought. I would love it to hear from you. So I would love to also crave your indulgence to please like the video, comment on the videos, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done that. My name is Judah DME again. I'm a life purpose coach and inspirational speaker. I would love to see you in my next video. Bye.